Welcome back to the Klman channel and welcome to another installment of Behind the Process, where we go into the creative process, the behind the scenes of making of things. And today we are talking about a very interesting avenue that I try to go down with this very channel, the Klman channel. The little series that could, the very big creative thing that I was very passionate about and then it never quite worked, called K.T.V. Yes, K.T.V or Klman TV, I don't fucking know, it was just supposed to be called K.T.V. Yes, K.T.V, if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, well, it's probably because the video is no longer listed on the Klman channel. It was for a little while there. I decided to keep it on the channel for a little while. While I was working on other kind of bits of content here and there, like once I got more of that on the Klman channel, I was going to get rid of all the old content that doesn't quite represent me, man. It doesn't represent me anymore. And K.T.V was one of them. So after things like, you know, Tube Review coming back, more creative process, Klman's Creative Perspective finally hitting the scene, K.T.V is now very sadly bit the dust. It's unlisted, so it's still on the channel, it's just unlisted, so I don't know. Maybe I'll list it again for a little while so you can all get some context about what we're talking about today. K.T.V, what can we say about it? It was a series. It was, well, this particular video was a pilot for a series that I was working on, which was supposed to be, it was a mishmash of different things I was very fascinated in, and it all started with just the idea of putting all this together, and it was like the first big idea that I had for the Klman channel that I got very fired up with. That's not strictly true. Probably the first idea I got very fired up with for the Klman channel was the Left 4 Dead retrospective, which was a series I tried to do where I did like a review introspective of all of the campaigns in Left 4 Dead. I ever played that game before. I made one video for it. I liked the video, but I didn't quite the concept didn't quite catch on me, so I didn't pursue it any further. K.T.V was probably the second the second foray into, wow, this is a freaking sick ass idea, and this is what the Klman channel is going to be all about. This is what I want to do. This is the content we're all about, baby. And as you may have guessed, it kind of just didn't happen that way. So this was a video that I uploaded on the 16th of March 2021, which is actually quite appropriate because it's soon to be the year anniversary of K.T.V. So I actually didn't even know that before I hit the record button. So that's lucky. Call this like the, you know, a retrospective for the year anniversary of this idea that I had, one of the big ideas that I literally rebranded my whole channel and built it around this concept. I basically wrote a proof of concept to like narrow down what it is, like what entails, what the content of the series would be, and then there was going to be stuff like plot, there was going to be characters, there was going to be storylines, video essays, reviews. It was a bunch of inspirations taken from different things. So yeah, as you can see, it was like a review, kind of video essay kind of thing, not unlike that of Klman's Creative Perspective, but way more, much more character-driven, comedy-driven segments and all that kind of stuff. I took from a lot of different inspirations. As you can see there, I got a lot of inspiration from Mystery Science Theater 3000, which is like a very like an hour-long series, been on since like the 90s, and it's like they riff on films. They watch a movie and then they riff on it, and in between there's like segments with the characters where they all talk about what happened in the film. I wanted to do that kind of thing where we were having like a plot, an underlying plot, and like little segments in between the reviews and all that kind of stuff. I took inspiration from Joe Bob's Last Drive-In, and as a result TNT's Monster Vision, which is like a movie review, like a horror host show, which is a big thing where like you know, the show shows you a horror film, and in between the horror host, in this case Joe Bob Briggs, tells you some interesting factoids about the film and what's going on with it and all that kind of thing. I took a lot of inspiration from that, and a lot of like web series, people like the Angry Video Game Nerd and the Nostalgia Critic, who review and give you like retrospectives and stuff on things, and then they would have funny little comedy plots strewn throughout it. Those are like all the main inspirations for this thing, this idea. And obviously much like Klman's Creative Perspective, which focuses on like interesting, fascinating instances of like creative development in media. That's kind of the avenue that I was going with for K.T.V. So that was always on my mind for a very long time, that particular thing, talking about creative processes and stuff. That was just a very, very different thing that I was thinking about in terms of doing that. But the whole idea itself actually started when I started building up my stream, Klman Live, which you should check out right now. We're at 52 followers, we're officially at the affiliate number, which is very, very epic and sick. All we need now is to get 3 concurrent viewers. We just need 3 people pulling up to the stream for a very long time. I'm at 2.2 right now. So if we can get a couple more dudes to just hang out in the stream for a little while, affiliate is here, bruh. It is time. So feel free to check out the stream when it's next on. Hang around for a while, bring your friends. Let's start the affiliate and then we're here. Very exciting stuff. But yes, around this time was around the time I was starting to build my stream up. Yeah, streaming was a thing that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I was doing streaming for a bit with the old defunct channel I did with my friend's Soup group. We were doing streaming at that point on Twitch, and I wanted to do one for my own thing. So I was basically staying with my folks at the time, my mother and father, for about a month because there was like some repairs going on with the old flat that I used to live in. And I took the opportunity to start working on assets for the stream and all that kind of stuff. And as you may have noticed when watching the streams, it all takes place in a little retro TV. Much like this, if you haven't seen it already. And I basically, that was like, yeah, that was the aesthetic that I really fell in love with, because I love vaporwave and like retro aesthetics and that kind of thing, and that's the kind of thing I wanted to do for the stream. As you can see, it's all over the channel aesthetics and the art, you know, the design and all that kind of thing. It's a big thing. So, and then I guess me being in the retro TV and all that kind of stuff, that instigated the idea. I was like, bruh, I could use this retro television thing throughout all of my social media stuff for content on YouTube and all that kind of thing. And then all these ideas started popping in my head because like I was on the video essay idea for a long time. I was on top of creative stuff for a long time. Retro TV, creative stuff, all of these different other shows I really like MST3K, Joe Bob's Last Drive-In, AVGN, Nostalgia Critic. Put it all together, boom, K.T.V is born. Obviously because the TV was a thing already. K.T.V came about from that. So yeah, I was really, really on this idea, bro. Like it really, something I just really, really wanted to do. I was so fervent. I really fell in love with this show idea. And you know, it's not even necessarily an idea that I wouldn't want to do now. I think it was just, I became Icarus and flew too close to the sun. I think it's just a bit too ambitious at this point in time. I do not have the means to make K.T.V what it should be. And if you've seen the demo reel episode, you should know it's kind of shit. The idea is definitely there. Like there's a concept there, something. There's like a nugget of a shiny thing in amongst the turds, but it just wasn't gonna happen. It was not meant to be. Not at least in the capacity that it was in now. It was an idea that I was so fervent about. I wanted to utterly just rebrand the entire channel. There was a very small point in time where Klman was renamed to K.T.V. I didn't stick around for very long because I was very stuck on like, should I keep the Klman name or should I just completely rebrand it? Does that make sense? Do people know who Klman is and all that kind of stuff? And then obviously I just decided to keep Klman and do the K.T.V thing. But yeah, there was a point in time where it just all became K.T.V. Everything was K.T.V. This, that, and the next thing. Yeah, I'm glad that didn't stick around because I guess that's just how passionate I was about this idea. I just wanted to rebrand absolutely everything and build the channel around this K.T.V show is essentially what happened there. So yeah, it's a very simple premise. I guess it's almost kind of like MST3K where the main character is like sent into outer space by some evil dudes. And then he's basically forced to watch cheesy movies, the worst they can find, la la la. That's the theme song, by the way. And he basically just watches them and riffs on them, like ad-libbing, just making fun of the film. And I really like that idea. So it kind of happened where I played myself, Klman, the content creator, myself. It's basically an exaggerated version of myself. Getting kidnapped by this entity, this machine, anomalous being known simply as the Network. Kidnaps me and puts me in this little retro TV and basically makes me produce content for viewers, the consumers as he called them, this anomalous infinite number or no people at all, viewers, producing content for them, weekly mandated content I think is what it was called. And it was, yeah, reviews, as it says in the code piece, reviews, retrospective viewpoints on a series of movies, shows, games, and stories that fit within its parameters of, quote, creative content, unquote, until the show reaches syndication. If Klman does not comply, the network will shut the channel down and leave him in cable limbo. Yes. So that was the plot behind the video essay thing, and then it was supposed to expand as it went along, introducing all these interesting characters, me trying to escape this virtual TV set and return home all the while trying to appease the network, trying to stay alive by doing this content that he's asked me to do, and I'd pick topics and that kind of stuff. And like I said, this pilot episode that was called Demo Reel, I literally only made it to be a proof of concept. It was not supposed to be seen by anybody. I literally just made it to see if the idea would work, because I had the idea in my mind, in my mind's eye, and I was like, it was a very ambitious idea. So it's like, I'm going to try and record it. I'm going to write a script for it. I'm going to record myself, do the voices of all these funny little characters, and try and put some sort of narrative together, and also try and combine this like retrospective concept in it at the same time. And I think the idea I picked was just David Bowie. I think just talking about the guy, you know, because David Bowie's like one of my favorite artists of all time, musicians and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of touched on that for a little while, just mostly like set up for the plot, doing some funnies, intro, talk about David Bowie, like showing what that whole what the retrospective like review segment of the show would look like, me talking about it and all that kind of stuff, bringing in the network, and he would like interject with funny quips, and we would interact, and then it would end. It was just a very short concept, proof of concept video to see this is what K.T.V could look like, and I made it, and I was pretty happy with it, bro. Like, I didn't think, is this going to be shit? I was like, no, this is exactly what I envisioned it to be, if not a little bit worse. And like I said, it wasn't supposed to be seen by the light of day. I can't quite remember how it happened, but I know for a fact I was in a lot of correspondence with my good friend Jeff, who is a writing partner of mine that we work on a lot of stuff together. And he was literally the first person that I approached with this concept, because like it's a show format, and Jeff's the guy that I go to when I want to get a good second opinion on a format for a show. And he thought the idea was pretty cool, so I sent him like the concept, and I told him I'm going to make this proof of concept video. And I don't know if he told me just put it up on YouTube, or maybe you should just do it since it's already an episode. I was like, I think that's how it went down. I don't think the decision was made myself. I think that's true at the very least, so I decided, why not make it episode 0, demo reel. This is like this introducing the concept of the show, and show it to people as like a sign of things to come. This is the direction that we're going with the channel now, basically. So yeah, breakdown of K.T.V, what every episode would have looked like, and that's what the demo reel video was all about. Opens up with an intro, the retro TV zooming in. It was supposed to be like retro ads, kind of basically what you see in my streams with like the opening screen and all that kind of stuff, and also older clips of me and my old ass YouTube videos from like 2017, the real bottom of the barrel stuff that I used to do, and that was all the thing. And then it would start up, I'm in the TV, fades in, you know, talking. So it starts off some funny back and forth between me and the network, who is this anomalous entity. He was represented by like a bunch of TV screens. You may have seen the TV screens, I've used it before on other things I do. It's on my stream background when there's nothing on the screen. I think I used it for the new tube review intro. I think that's there as well. It's just from a bunch of like vaporwavy assets that I got from YouTube. I'm pretty sure is what I used that for. I actually got inspired by, I think, from the short story made by Harlan Ellison, I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. Give that a read, it's absolutely horrifying. And I think probably GLaDOS as well from the Portal series were like big inspirations for this kind of character. This funny, anomalous computer character with a big boomy voice. I think it was, I can't remember what the voice was supposed to be a combination of. A voice similar to the Imperial Guards in Oblivion in the Elder Scrolls, and with a Star Trek Borg filter.
Salutations! Ahoy! Lady and over to my loyal consumers! This is the network!
What would happen if you took a cocaine-sniffing, grey suit-wearing, program-running boomer with from I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream? There it is, exactly. Yes, that's kind of what the network is, and he's like the friendly antagonist and the foil to Klman, and they have funny back and forth with each other before the main program starts, which is like the topic of the video. It would take you through what the topic is, give you a bit of backstory, history of this person we're talking about. I think we're supposed to have tier lists, top 10s, just really like any kind of thing that I could think of that would fit within the parameters of this show. I wanted to do basically. And as the show went on, there were supposed to be other characters getting introduced. Basically like other things from the Klman channel, all these things that you have never seen before, all the unlisted bottom of the barrel stuff. There were some interesting things in there that you're going to get told about now, so you are very extremely lucky. Characters like the content ghoul. I don't even know if I ever used that for a video. I don't think I did. I think that was at a point in time I was making a video in 2017 with my back when I was recording with my iPad and I was editing with iMovie. That's how I got my damn start, bruh. Let me just say, if you want to start, go for it. If you've got an iPad and iMovie, you can make YouTube videos, because I certainly did. They might not be good, but at least you're making content. At least you're being creative. There was a character called the Content Ghoul, who, if he didn't like content, he would remove it. I think it was like halfway making a video and I didn't like the video. I wanted to completely change it. And I thought it'd be funny to have this dude pull up and just completely change the content. Yes. Listen, I had a onesie, that was a Dracula onesie, and I had a big Dracula hood, and that was the Content Ghoul. Jesus Christ, I don't think I have that anymore, thank God. But I thought he'd be pretty funny to bring back for the show, because I still had the onesie at that point. He was supposed to be like an antivirus thing, so the Content Ghoul would remove bad content that was going on. He was supposed to pop every now and again, played by me. What else was it? I think Soup Group. I wanted to get the Soup Group channel involved at some point, because back in the day, Soup Group had like a funny through line going on with it, like, and the skits and all that kind of stuff, and we'd pull up as ourselves. There was at one point where the content was getting made in a bunker. I think Soup Group were making content in a bunker, like in the early days, and then when we rebranded the content and made it like all space themed, I think we were saying that Soup Group blasted off into space or something. I don't know, but basically I thought it'd be pretty funny if Soup Group was like this rival content creator alongside K.T.V. and we would like cross airwaves or something sometimes, and I'd like, oh, help, friend Sammy, help, and he just wouldn't basically give a fuck. So that kind of thing. There's supposed to be lots of characters dipping in and out and all that kind of stuff. Jeff really wanted to get involved as it was the writer's room was the idea. So he wanted to be a bunch of different people, the same person playing all these different people in the writer's room, coming up with ideas for K.T.V and all that kind of stuff, and just being basically very insane. So we're supposed to be crossing over all these different funny characters, cutting between them on cameras and stuff. Like I'd be here on the TV, it would cut to like the Soup Group cam, then it would cut to the network, cut back to me. That kind of thing was the whole, how the whole thing was going to work, the format, basically. Oh yeah, and of course, as it says here in the piece, as I'm reading this with you right now, events such as network contacting tech support due to faulty connection, taking viewer calls, or contacting HR to better understand the moral implications of trapping a human being against his will in a virtual TV. So stuff like that would happen. I think I've given you a pretty good skinny of what the format of the series was supposed to be. Believe it or not, I also still have the script here, which was like the first proper script I wrote in like many years. And I pretty much everything that you see in this script was basically carried over into the main video here, which I'm gonna have to show you some clips. You can have the script next to the video and you can see what's going on with it and all that kind of stuff, and then you can see what's going on. This was very annoying to do because, like, admittedly, I can write scripts no bother and I can act pretty well in front of a camera, but remembering lines is something that's more difficult for me. I've gotten better over time, but it takes me a couple of times to like read a script and then say something into the camera. I couldn't like read a script and then like hand it away and not look at it and then do the whole thing. I need to have it like nearby to like, you know, refresh my memory if I forgot. So if you watch the video, it's literally me. You can see it so obviously, bruh. It's like me right here in front of the camera, you know, saying, God damn, those assets are looking nice, looking at the stream and stuff, and the script is on my other monitor, and I'm basically like darting my eyes back and forth so that I can like read it and say the script at the same time. I managed to like riff it off pretty well. Like I didn't stumble my words too much while I'm reading, but you can tell I'm reading. You can see my eyes darting back and forth. constantly. But yeah, I would say the script has like got a bit of funny stuff going on. Like, I think the network was probably my favourite character of the whole thing. He was that character I was really most excited to do it. The voice is provided by me using an app that I've got. I can't remember what it's called. Oh yeah, Voice Plus, which is an app that I've been using for probably over a decade at this point. And I use it actually quite often in my content, where it's like a voice changer and you can do all sorts of cool stuff with it. And I did this with the network to have this kind of scary Borg voice, which sounds like many voices going off at once. Doing the voice of the Oblivion Guard from, you know, the Imperial Guard from Oblivion and all that kind of stuff. And this made this character, which is like, as I explained before, a cocaine sniffing program runner as an AI basically. And yeah, like I've been saying, the demo reel was literally made to be a test. Like, that was the whole plot of the demo reel thing. I got chosen to see if I'd fit with the K.T.V program, and it was a test, a demo tape. It literally says that in the script. And I would throw in examples like what's going to happen, such as like throwing in Exemplar. Like, there was literally a character called Exemplar to demonstrate the format of the show, which was probably the worst thing that I've ever done. It was literally just me again, face right up to the camera like this, and then like I did a tint effect. I've just completely messed up the camera doing that. Excellent. Yeah, it was my face right up against the camera with a tint effect to make me blue and black, and I just tried to be funny by saying some funny dialogue, back and forth banter. Yeah, I was supposed to just try and emphasize how like insane and abused I was gonna get, people just screaming over each other and stuff like that. Yes, and that was like the opening of the Exemplar, with funny characters pulling up in between the back and forth banter. You know, just showing off what could have been at the end of the day, or at that time what is going to be. You know what I'm saying? Oh yes, that's the topic. I decided I've started off like talking about. Like, I was not going to get into the whole thing. It was just like a proof, again, like I keep saying, proof of concept. So I just picked a random topic. I think the topic actually came from my interview for college way back in 2017. I did professional writing skills, and the whole thing was write down something, any topic of interest, and like do a review of it basically. So I picked the album Black Star, which was David Bowie's last album before he passed away pretty soon after releasing it. And yeah, I basically decided to talk about that and talk about David Bowie and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, like I said, it's not the video essay concept is something I've been like, that was always on my mind for a very long time with the Klman channel. Before that, it was the No Mercy video, which is still on the channel but is unlisted, which I tried to make kind of like comedic, humorous, learning something as well. And I didn't quite like that. I don't know, I just didn't quite click with me, the content, as opposed, and also just if I didn't want to make videos about video games and that's it. But I don't know, I just don't like the way that it was written. I don't like the way it was presenting. I was presenting myself as like this creator, I guess. I don't know, I didn't like the way it was written. I didn't like the way that was going to be. I was reading it and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I tried to carry that over in K.T.V again with like this comedic spin on edutainment is the word. And again, I didn't like it that much. I even tried it one more time when I decided to go back to the... it was actually the first attempt at Klman's career perspective. I don't know what it was going to be called then. But again, it was going to be the funny, comedic... Actually, the topic of the career perspective out right now, which you should definitely check out because it's a very epic video. I highly recommend you see it. I broke my back on it. The creative rise and fall of Call of Duty Zombies. That was the topic for that original video. And I wrote it in a much more comedic way that... Yeah, I'm glad I didn't go with that because it's just not the way I would have wanted to do it now. The format I've got now is basically where I'm wanting to go, and these are all attempts that were swings and misses, and K.T.V was probably the most ambitious of all of those swings. And as you can see, it's me like talking about David Bowie. I went into like how he made a stage play called Lazarus, which is based on The Man Who Fell to Earth, which is a film he was in, and then Network interjects saying, I've seen that film, haha, isn't that epic? And then we have a funny discussion about it, and everyone laughs. And yeah, I touched on Black Star, and he stops it, and then he goes, we've acquired everything you need, we can send you away, we'll probably bring you back and trap you in a TV forever. And then I get blasted away, and then that ends the show. Actually, this is how passionate I was about K.T.V, because I actually had a credit roll basically detailing like how much I want to do this thing. It really caught on with me, as you can probably tell. If you stuck around to watch this fucking madness, I thank you. This was just a dumb demo to test the format and concept I've had in my head for a while. There you go, like I just said. It wasn't, I wasn't going to upload it, but I decided to make a neat quote pilot unquote episode. I'm very passionate about this idea and want to keep going with it. Yeah, so fat luck with that one. Fuck everything else you've seen on Klman so far. This is going to be lit. It wasn't. More to come. Yes, it didn't quite catch on there. But yeah, you can kind of see what's going on and how much I basically just really wanted to do it. Because like I've had the whole credit sequence telling you that I'm going to do this and this is Klman from now on, baby. Yes, it wasn't. It just simply wasn't. But I guess in conclusion to K.T.V, yeah, again, Icarus flew too close to the sun and fell and absolutely fell into the concrete and died. But again, you know, it's another example of an idea, like, you know, I've been on and off with Klman for so long. I'm finally on a trajectory now that I'm really happy with it and I know what I want to do for real this time. I've said that many times in the past, but like this is the time. I feel very happy with the content coming out now and working on. But K.T.V was like the first time, not the first time I came up with an idea, but the first time I really felt like I knew what the Klman channel, or K.T.V was almost going to be called, was going to be about. And it was a very ambitious idea on my part, something that I was fervent about and really passionate about and really wanted to do. And, you know, to give myself credit, I did do it. I made an episode to see what it was going to be like. And then I think I just came to the conclusion after a while that it just wasn't going to be, it's just not at the place where my true vision for it just could not be, basically. I just did not have the capabilities or the capacity to make it like I would have wanted to. But I made it, I'm glad I made it, you know, it's a chapter of the Klman channel where it was me trying to find my footing before I wanted to do. And like, the impact of K.T.V is still felt today because I use a lot of those assets from that particular show and a lot of the stuff that I do now, you know what I'm saying? The TV static at the end for credits and all that kind of stuff. The cyber font, which I still use for stuff like the tube review and all that kind of thing. You know, there was things from it that I still use. And I guess the impact of it still felt for a lot of the Klman content. But yes, that is the behind the scenes, very simply and short and sweet, of K.T.V. The idea that almost became, but I guess thankfully never did. Oh dear. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Like I said, if anyone's interested in wanting to see the full episode, it's only like 14 minutes long. Let me know. I can probably just put it on a playlist for a while and keep it unlisted if you want to just watch it and just see what you think of it, see where my mind was at back in March. Like I said, the year anniversary of K.T.V is coming up in like a couple of days, so maybe I'll just do that then, just to show you what I was thinking about. Because, you know, again, it is a big point of the Klman channel where I was like, this is a big passion project of mine that just never quite landed. And yes, that is it. That is the behind the scenes, the behind the process, the making of K.T.V. Episode 0 Demo Reel. Oh boy. Yes, so there it is. And thank you for tuning in for this installment of Behind the Process. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hope it was interesting and all that kind of stuff. If you've enjoyed it, feel free to, of course, hit the subscribe button for more content. Series like more Behind the Process, the Tube Review. We'll be doing movie reviews and show reviews and other creative media. Klman's Creative Perspective, the big main series, video essay series that will be happening on this channel. I've started working on the script for the next one now. Make sure to check out the video and all that kind of stuff to have a look. That's the big part of the channel there. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, like, subscribe, comment, share, bell. It'd be sincerely appreciated. And then while you're at it, jump on over to Twitch and check out Klman Live. We do streams every day or every other day. We're nearly at affiliate. We are like this close to getting there, bruh. It's like in reach. It just needs to happen at this point. So feel free to help out with that. That'd be sincerely appreciated. All the archive streams are here on YouTube as well if you're going to sample some. Yes, another creative process. I've been Klman. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you for another one or on a stream. I don't know. You'll see me anyway. Yes.